I believe Mr. Freeman has been miseducated, misinformed, led astray. He made a statement, a very laughable statement, that sheriffs are the only constitutional law enforcement and that there is nothing providing for the FBI in the Constitution. I think Mr. Freeman is very wrong with both of those statements. This is all 7 articles of the Constitution. This will be linked. There is no sheriff listed in the 7 articles of the Constitution. These are all 27 amendments to the Constitution, 25, 27 right there. So from 1 to 27, and we're looking for sheriff. Nope, no sheriff. So Mr. Freeman's original statement that only sheriffs are the only constitutional peace officers, law enforcement, is flat out wrong. This is Article 5 of the Texas Constitution. You'll see sheriffs right here. There shall be elected by the qualified voters of each county a sheriff. But you'll also see there's a lot of talk about constables too. There's constable after constable after constable. So even in the Texas Constitution, where it does actually mention sheriffs, there is another law enforcement constable. Now, the reason that the Constitution of the United States doesn't talk about sheriffs is because sheriffs are typically county law enforcement. I don't know of any state in which the sheriff isn't a county law enforcement officer. And the Constitution deals with the powers of the federal government and the relationship of the federal government to the states and the people. It doesn't deal with sheriffs or counties or anything like that. Now, 28 USC Chapter 33, Section 531 to 540C deals with the FBI. Now, why do I say the FBI is constitutional? Well, the FBI only investigates certain things. They investigate crimes that are federal. So they'll investigate federal crimes, and they'll investigate crimes that cross borders. So if you kidnap someone and you take them across state lines, or if you use the means and methods of interstate commerce to commit crime, not taking someone across state lines would use roads, which are methods of interstate commerce. Using wire to commit fraud, wire fraud, uses the methods and means of interstate commerce, namely the wire or the phone lines or the internet. So if it's a federal law, they can enforce that because Congress has been given the right to create federal laws. And so the FBI can enforce them. And Congress has been given the right to, I should actually go there, Article 1, Section 8. We're almost there. All right, so to regulate commerce with foreign nations among the several states and with Indian tribes. This section right here not only gave Congress the right to make laws for Indian nations, for the Indian territories, but it also allows them to regulate interstate commerce with the FBI and the ATF and the DEA and all those other agencies. And the only other way that they can get into it, like aircraft, obviously, because, it's interstate. The only other one really is like investigation of serial killers. If a state... Yeah, so if a state requests it, then the FBI can get involved with serial killers and a few other things. But it has to be, that's at the invitation of the state. They don't have any jurisdiction over it unless the state requests their assistance. And the reason why on this one is because serial killers, statistically, they don't tend to respect state lines. I mean, if you get into a big enough state like Texas or California, they could do a lot of killing. But a lot of the smaller states, they'll cross state lines, and so by involving the FBI, they can get data for all the surrounding states to see if maybe there's a pattern that they can detect where this person's crossing state lines. So it all kind of revolves around the Commerce Clause and things like that. So yes, the FBI is allowable by the Constitution, and you shouldn't say things like sheriff are the only constitutional law enforcement agency. You may disagree with the need for or the analysis that the courts have done to get to the point where entities like the DEA, the FBI, the ATF, sure, I'm right there with you. I would love to see a lot of these agencies go away, but that doesn't mean that they are unconstitutional. So I hope this helps. James, you're making a lot of mistakes, buddy, but I guess you keep doing you. Have a good day.